You're watching Gatabud and the Georgia Southern Eagles on EA Sports College Football 25.
Welcome back to Gatabud. Let's play some college football 25.
Look at that eagle fly! Wings up, Eagle Nation! Touchdown, Georgia Southern! One more time, Coach Gatabud with a fabulous play call.
Hey, everybody! One more time for the greatest team in America!
We'll talk about what just happened there in my next video, though. Let's look at how Georgia Southern is in college football 25. This game is a bit of a departure from the typical nerdy stuff you will see me play on this channel, but in real life, I am a 2014 computer science graduate of Georgia Southern University and a current MBA candidate. I am a massive fan of our football program and have been a 9-time season ticket holder as of this year. I saw that Georgia Southern made it into college football 25, and I decided that this would be the first time that I would play a sports game, honestly, since Michael Vick was on the cover of Madden. How was Georgia Southern in this game? Let's find out. If you've ever wondered where the GATA in Gatabud came from, look at this wonderful home screen after I selected my favorite team in college football 25. We've got the Georgia Southern players hitting the Gata banner. We've got Freedom, our live bald eagle mascot, flying like he does before every game. We've got Gus the Eagle on the bottom. And I love this home screen. If you needed to capture who we are in 3 images, I would say a 4th image could be added of the late, great Irk Russell, but this is a wonderful home screen. Great job. I love it. I thought it was really cool that EA included our 2 rivalries in this game. We have our historic rivalry with App State that dates back to the FCS days. That's very important to us. And then we have a newer rivalry against Georgia State, the Squatters that are taking up residence in the old Turner Field in Atlanta. First thing we need to look at is this stadium intro.
Statesboro, Georgia, and what many refer to as the prettiest little stadium in America.
Prettiest little stadium in America. Great way to start this off. This is the student section right here. It takes up the entire lower level on the visitor side. And then there's the upper deck up there. Stadium looks awesome.
And home to the Georgia Southern Eagles, but trust me, it can get a little ugly if you come in here and you're not an Eagle. This matchup today, part of the lifeblood of the sport.
They've got our fight song going from the Southern Pride Band right there in their correct spot. We've got a lot of detail on the Ted Smith Football Center. The upper deck looks awesome. It is full, and they're hitting the sign on their way out. This looks great. I love the things that they did. Boo!
Taking on another team from the Sun Belt, the Georgia Southern Eagles.
And then on kickoffs, I love that we hear "Go Blue" one more time from the crowd. That is very accurate. I understand and respect the amount of time that it took to get 130-something colleges in this game and get this game out on time with, from what I saw, an overall stellar launch with minimal bugs. Having said that, I think our entrance has a lot of rooms for improvement. The first area that would be really great is every game at Georgia Southern starts with Freedom's Flight. He is our live bald eagle mascot. He is one of, last I checked, 3 in the nation in captivity that has the ability to fly. And this is something really special and unique and powerful that our school does that's really special. So integrating Freedom's Flight in the
intro would be awesome. The second thing that is really obvious when you look at other teams' intros and whatnot is Gus, our traditional mascot, is also not in this game. We love Gus. We need him in 26 badly. Lastly, I think this is just a really good opportunity to showcase the traditions and history of Georgia Southern, such as showing the 6 flags from our FCS national championships waving above the stadium, show the statue outside the stadium of the late, great Irk Russell, who founded our program out of nothing in the 80s, and maybe his bust right where the players are entering during the intro video in the pregame warmups. They will often headbutt that bust. That's been there a long time. Those are just some really small but very meaningful details that we would really appreciate. Today's video is brought to you by Skylotz, the official sign maker of Gatabud. Whether you need a LED sign for your business or your favorite college football team, head on over to www.skylotz.com. You will see the back of my office continue to grow over the years as I add more of the 6 total Georgia Southern options. This is the prettiest little stadium in America in EA Sports College Football 25 and in real life. This is where you will find me on college football Saturdays, specifically right here in that covered area that is called the Beer Garden. I have had season tickets there for 9 years. They give you free all-you-can-drink beer through 3 quarters, and it is awesome. And it's the only place in the stadium where you have a roof over your head. Yeah, I sit on the away side. This is the old school side. It hasn't changed a lot in a really long time. They did a great job recreating the overall stadium infrastructure, but they're missing something really important right here. That is Coach Irk Russell. He has his name on this building below Paulson Stadium. Additionally, Tracy Ham and Adrian Peterson are honored to the left and right of those 6 national championship flags. They are the only 2 retired numbers in Georgia Southern history, and Coach Paul Johnson is also going to be added this upcoming year as well. We've got the Ted Smith Family Football Center right here. And if you zoom in right here, it just says Football Center. So that gives me a hint that possibly there is some sort of process that the EA game company has to go through to get anybody's name authorized to be in this game. That's my estimate as to why we don't see Coach Irk Russell over there. Again, minor detail. We see Irk Russell's bust here also. If we go down, I thought it wasn't there because I couldn't really see it in the intro, but it is there. I love that. Next to the football center, there is a flagpole, and that is correct on this version of the stadium, but what's on the flagpole is very, very important to us. When we left FCS, we had at the time the most FCS national championships ever at 6, and those 6 flags are on this flagpole, and it is extremely important to our school history. I would love to see that in the next version of college football because that's what sets us apart from the rest of the Sun Belt. And then our student section in Upper Deck is just about as perfect as it gets. And then we have the Bishop Fieldhouse right here, I feel like that is a little further away from the end zone than it is in real life. And there's like this white picket fence here right on the barrier where the press people are. So like where those photographers are, there's a fence there. And you'll see people watching the game leaning up against that fence and kids kind of running around in here. This is another premium alumni area. At one point, we had a cannon right here, but an Ark State coach tried to sue us because he thought it was too loud and tried to fight service members and was held back by his own players. True story. I was actually standing right there when it happened. I saw it happen. Dude's a jerk. This is why we can't have nice things. EA, I really got to give you credit here. I did not think that you were going to have the Georgia Southern water tower in the background, but lo and behold, if you angle correctly, it is there. It has been there since I got to school in 2009. I love that you got that, and then I also love that you got our new indoor practice facility with the new eagle sign above it. That's a really, really great attention to detail, and I appreciate that. Now, this flagpole on the right hand of the screen, there are actually two of them in the stadium, and one of those flagpoles has every Sunbelt member school flag to represent where we are today. That other flagpole back there with the championships is where we came from. This is us today. Also important, if I had my way, the national championship flags would have never moved from this spot. This is where they used to be, and I would prefer for those to be the first thing I see when I walk into my home stadium. To the left, we can actually see the parking lot. I park my car right there where these fake game cars are and then walk right into the stadium and pass by the statue of Irk Russell. I am really impressed that there is a pretty accurate depiction of our parking lot terrain-wise. I would just argue that there's a lot more cars parked there, especially with this full of a stadium. Now for a little fun. EA put some things in the background that don't exist. The first thing is this appears to be an 8 to 10 story building. That would make it taller than the tallest building that exists in Statesboro right now. This is where a Parker's gas station and a couple restaurants are right here. And then that kind of house looking thing to the left, I would say that's where the gas station is. Then across the street is where Don Corleone's a hookah bar used to be. Not a 10-story building. I find that just kind of humorous overall. And then the other thing that they put in that doesn't exist is a random house right here. That is not there in real life. To summarize the action items for EA that we would be extremely grateful for, Coach Irk Russell on the press box is probably number one. There are also two things that honor Tracy Ham and Adrian Peterson up here as well. Those would also be greatly appreciated. And just announced, Coach Paul Johnson is also going up there sometime this year. So that will be a future action item. Then the 6 national championship flags here from our FCS days. A little heads up, we do have a new video board that just got installed. So that will be a pending action item. Also, there is a new ribbon board that also just got installed. So that is also coming soon. And then the second flagpole that I mentioned here with the Sunbelt school flags and those adjustments to Bishop as far as its proximity to the end zone, the fences and whatnot. And those would all be very appreciated additions to our really good stadium that y'all did a really good job on, I feel. I have one final miscellaneous note on the announcers. In real life, the TV broadcast booth will constantly call us Georgia State and get us mixed up. So, if anything, this is realistic and like real life. But in almost every game, we get the Jesse Palmer, David Pollock, Reese Davis broadcasting crew. Not once did they screw up our name, but when Coach Gatabud's national championship dynasty was in full effect, I would occasionally get Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit. And in that broadcast crew, upon scoring a touchdown, occasionally Chris Fowler would call us the Golden Eagles. That would be Southern Miss. So the code on that got a little mixed up, but I completely understand how that could happen and how that could slip past QA because we rarely get them as announcers unless you make a very deep run in Dynasty. All in all, I have the utmost respect and admiration for EA and what they have done. I am a professional software engineer myself. I understand that this kind of stuff does not simply poof out of thin air. And seeing as I couldn't even watch my team on TV when I was an undergrad, I am extremely grateful that we are in this game and they did as good of a job as they did recreating Paulson Stadium and what it means to be a Georgia Southern Eagle. I know that further improvements can be made, and I made this video with love and respect. And I'm also very grateful that EA sent me this copy for free to play. Thank you very much. I can't wait to play College Football 26, and I also can't wait to see the real thing in person this fall. Go Eagles.